In a small countryside village, surrounded by green hills and dusty roads, there lived an old farmer named Elias. Elias was poor, but he was known for one thing across the entire village: his donkey. The donkey had been with him for almost 15 years. Together, they carried firewood, transported crops, and walked through storms, heat, and endless long days. The villagers often said, "That donkey works harder than most men," and it was true. No matter how tired it became, the donkey never stopped following Elias faithfully. Every morning before sunrise, the donkey waited patiently outside the old wooden barn, ready for another difficult day. Over time, Elias began earning more money from the farm. His fields grew larger, his house became better. But while his life improved, the donkey grew older. Its steps became slower, its body became weaker. One cold morning, while carrying heavy sacks through the muddy road, the donkey suddenly collapsed. Its legs trembled violently beneath the weight. Elias looked down with frustration. "Useless animal," he muttered angrily. The donkey slowly lifted its tired eyes toward the man it had served for years. But Elias showed no sympathy. From that day, everything changed. The farmer stopped feeding the donkey properly. He stopped brushing its fur. Sometimes he even left it outside in the cold rain, while the other animals rested safely inside the barn. The donkey could not understand. After years of loyalty, why was it suddenly being treated like a burden? Days passed. The donkey became thinner and weaker. One evening, Elias made a cruel decision. "This animal is no longer useful," he said coldly. "Tomorrow, I will sell it to the butcher." That night, the donkey stood quietly beneath the moonlight beside the old barn, its tired eyes filled with sadness, not because of the hard work, but because the one it trusted most had forgotten its loyalty. The next morning, Elias tied a rope around the donkey's neck and began walking toward the market. The road passed beside a deep muddy river. As they crossed a narrow path, Elias suddenly slipped on the wet ground and fell directly into the fast-moving water. He cried out in panic, "Help! Help me!" The river current was strong. Elias struggled desperately as the water pulled him farther away. The villagers nearby were too far to reach him in time, but the old donkey reacted immediately. Without hesitation, it jumped into the freezing river. Using the last of its strength, the donkey pulled against the rope with all its power. Again and again, it fought the rushing water. Finally, the donkey dragged Elias safely back onto the muddy shore. The farmer lay there coughing heavily, shocked and trembling. He stared at the exhausted animal before him, the same animal he planned to sell for slaughter only hours earlier. At that moment, shame filled his heart. Tears slowly formed in his eyes. For the first time, Elias understood something painful. True loyalty is rare, and sometimes, the people who serve us faithfully are the ones we appreciate the least. From that day forward, Elias never treated the donkey badly again. He cared for it with kindness until the end of its life. And every time villagers asked why the old donkey no longer worked in the fields, Elias would quietly say, "Because loyalty should never be repaid with cruelty." Sometimes in life, loyalty is not always rewarded immediately, but true loyalty reveals the kind of heart someone really has. And one day, the way we treat those who stood beside us will become the story people remember about us.